Hello everyone, how are you today? Um, there's a few things I wanted to mention, to bring up, and I'll just start in it because I have told myself this is going to be less than 10 minutes because your time is valuable and I don't want to waste your time with things that aren't important. First off, you know how there is a general consensus right now that a lot of people are tired of lies and misrepresentations and deceit in the political world. Um, and I don't think it's just in the party that I'm in. I think it's generally speaking, people are disillusioned and upset about mistruth, about people running around saying they're going to do this and then lying about it after. And so I thought, so that brought me to what I want to share with you. 2 years ago, well, probably June, 2 years ago in 2020, I had some amazing experiences. I have a challenge with overeating and eating sugar, too much sugar. And it's not just, and I do. And it's something that has been a part of my life, probably 30 years, probably, where I've struggled with that. And so in June of 2020, I shared some amazing experiences that I had where I just surrendered to God and He took that away from me, the desire to eat sugar and sweets. And to me, it was miraculous. I'm not going to go into all the detail because I've done tons of videos in the past. I'm not going to go into detail about it. But I want to share an honest history of what's happened since then, because integrity is lacking in almost every organization, and it starts with me. So I would say probably for about 6 months, this was true. And I was like, oh my gosh, all the things that I was like craving before just went away. And then I lost like 30 pounds. I was thrilled. I thought, gave away all my new shirts. This has been a pattern that I do. Lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, over and over. And then each time, one time I lost like 80 pounds. I went to a person who helped me, a coach, right? And I did all kinds of procedures. And I went through the whole year and I lost like 80 pounds. And as soon as it was over, I started gaining it right back again. And each time I thought, oh, I found it. This is going to be it, and I was doing all. And then, so I want to share with you the honest truth. And that is, I gained the weight back again. The Lord did help me, and I'm not blaming myself. I'm not blaming Him. I am sad, truthfully, because I love kind of the most happy times is when I'm thin and can move easily and stuff like that. But the reality is the present moment thing that I like is Haagen-Dazs dark chocolate. Haagen-Dazs dark chocolate ice cream. I don't know, I have to like the most expensive thing, don't I? But that's where I am now. And I wanted you to know the honest truth about me. And I'm sad. And I'm not saying this to be a victim. I'm not saying this to make you feel sorry for me or public shaming myself. I don't believe in any of that. I actually really am against any kind of shaming. It actually makes addictions worse. But I wanted to, because I put myself out there in the public forum 2 years ago, and had a lot of people, they're probably curious, like, what? She looks like she's a little heavier, because some people are all about the weight. And I shared so much of myself, and I don't regret it. But I want to be in integrity with you. only because I spoke in a public forum and some people chose to listen. And quite honestly, truthfully, I don't really care who hears this or who doesn't. Sometimes you just need to speak your truth. Sometimes someone in this world needs to have integrity. At this moment, it's me. History sometimes is written by the survivors. And they change history around and they want it to, there's a whole thing going on right now, right? About changing history and making it different. And I don't believe that. I think that part of being a disciple of Christ is telling the honest truth. Not hiding, not covering it up, it doesn't matter. It's tough, right? It's tough. Because we all want to be seen well. I mean, that's the biggest thing people have is what will people think of me? And I shared, and I don't regret any of that. And for some reason, and I always look for what's am I to learn from this. And at this point in history, what I would like to share is, what if all this happened? I shared my life, and I'm so happy losing weight, and the Lord did help me. There's no question about it. It was just taken away, and I was just like eating candy and donuts galore, and for like 6 months. But is part of history telling the whole story? Is it? Or only the good parts? Only the parts that make us look good? Right now, honestly, every organization I know of, well, I can't say every because I don't know every organization, but there's a lot of deception and a lot of covering up historical facts and history. And the truth is in politics, and I'm not going to say more, but it's just history. So I guess I'm going to be one clear voice for me and in the areas that I talked about. I still love God with all my heart. And I know He loves me and He loves you. And whether I'm thin or thick or over, now I'm 10 pounds over the most that I weighed before. That's what I do. I lose weight, and then when I bring it back, it's 10 pounds more. Fun, huh? That's what it is for me. But everybody has some kind of a weakness or a challenge. And it makes us humble, makes us not so judgmental of others. It brings us more in unity with each other. Because I know that besides the Savior, there is no one, not one person, who has a life that is perfect, whatever perfect means. So whether up or down, thick or thin, this is me right now. One honest person standing in integrity. This is not about shaming. This is not about trying to make me wrong and all that. It's about telling the truth in history as it is. So in 2 years, let's see, I lost 30 pounds and gained 40 back. Hey, that is the truth. In the meantime, it wasn't just about that. I got that experience. I had been teaching preschool in my home, if you can imagine, for 11 years as a primary care provider for 8 little kiddos, and I love them, and I did my honest to goodness best with them. And if you can imagine, and so it was from 7 to 5:30. That's a long time. And I knew it was time to end because I wasn't finding joy in it anymore. Then I had a year where I helped as a paraprofessional. And during that year, I had some amazing women who actually supported me. I was actually going to quit. I did not learn to read the way I was being asked to help these kids read. And I had some amazing 3 particular women at Orchard Elementary who said, hey, I was going to tell the principal I can't do this. I did not learn how to read like this, you know? And I had the support the day that I was going to tell the principal. I mentioned something to Jackie. What was her name? Kemp. Oh, I can't remember her first name. I remember the other 2 ladies' names, and I don't want to embarrass them, or, you know, who knows. But she said, oh, I came home every day and cried. When she was the English language learner. She said, I came home every day and cried because I couldn't do it. I said, you did? She said, yeah. I said, really? And then the other girl said, I'm having a hard time figuring out. She was also a para, trying to teach this reading program to the kids. I didn't learn to read like that. I learned to read intuitively. I don't know how I learned. I learned intuitively. And when I learned Norwegian, I can't explain to you how I learned it. I just learned it by hearing, oh, this sounds right and this doesn't. But if someone tried to do the whole logical, I'd be like, woo, that's just not me. It's not who I came to be. I came to be me. Anyway, so I was just sharing. So after that year, then 2020 hit. And after that, I finished that year, the earthquake hit. And then I had this space, and then all the masks came up. And some of you know I had a dream like in 2007 about all these masks. And I thought it was the most bizarre dream I had ever heard of. The most bizarre thing. And I got up and I wrote it down. And I said, this is the stupidest dream ever. That I saw everyone walking around wearing masks. And I was not to do that. That was not me. It was not. I would not become the full measure of my creation. And this is not to, I'm not ditching any one of you who did that. This is me. Integrity with him. He matters most. Anyway, so, you know, I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but anyway, so to be in integrity, then I had this space open where I couldn't really work. I didn't want, and so it opened up this space that I could talk to people. I could make videos, and I could share things that I couldn't talk about when I was working with kiddos from 7 to 5:30 for 11 years. All through the summer, little breaks here and there. So I got a chance to speak to the big kids, you know? It was wonderful. That time too, you know. Anyway, to make a long story short, I'm glad that I got the chance to share with you, to kind of get to know some of you and some of my Facebook friends, and this life is interesting. It's full of ups and downs and things, and you know, life happens when we're making other plans, right? Anyway, with that out of the way, I realized I might make videos occasionally. I'm going to go back to teaching a little preschool class out here in Magna at a local elementary school. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to do my best and love them the best that I can. That I will. I'm going to try to act with integrity the best I can, knowing that I won't be perfect. But at least there's one voice who will tell the honest history as it's happening right now. And that would be me. Thanks so much. Love you. Bye-bye.